Okay, so we're going to talk today about fuels for RC cars. We've got a couple different examples here in front of us, including some paperwork there, but we're going to get into it here. A lot of people go into a hobby shop and see this stuff. We're going to get into this one first. This is Traxxas Top Fuel. This is by far the worst fuel you could ever run in your RC car. It has way too high an oil content for RC cars. Airplane engines like a much higher oil content because they're at high RPMs for basically all the time or whatever reason. But this stuff is just, it's poorly made, it's terrible. Your engine performs really bad. It's hard to tune with. You have a very small tuning window. It runs lean because there's too much oil. It gets hot. Just put that down there where it belongs. Anyways, the fuels that I can recommend to you guys are these three. There's a couple others too. I don't have them in front of me because I can't get them here in Canada anymore. But the Sidewinder, this stuff is usually red in color. They changed to blue. I'm not sure why, but they did. This is 20% nitro, 12% oil. If you have a lower oil content for your RC cars, they idle smoother, they start easier, they have more power, more tunability. It's just overall better. This, if you guys can find it, this is a really great fuel. It's, as you can see, it's $44.99 a gallon here in Canada, so it's pretty friggin' expensive, but it's worth the money. It's great stuff. So if you guys down in the United States or wherever you're from can find that, great stuff. Next one we have is the Byron's. This is another good mixture here. 2012. They also have a 2016 brand with this, which is absolutely shite. Their 3316 blend is shite. If you can go with a 30% nitro or 3011, 3011 is a great mixture. Anything by Byron's with low oil percentage, higher nitro like 20, 25, 30, whatever you guys can get is great. Highly recommended. It's a very thin fuel. It's very well made. It tunes beautifully. It smells nice. It's great. It has some castor oil in it, which I like to see. So does this guy here. This guy here, O'Donnell, is also another great fuel. It is the 20% nitro, 8% synthetic lubricant. This fuel is also very good. It tunes easy, it runs fairly cool, just like these two. Very tunable, nice running fuel. I like it. It's not sold in Canada anymore, it really sucks. I personally am not a huge fan of a full synthetic lubricant. I find that full synthetic oils are very corrosive, especially with things like Cool Power Fuels, which I believe this is made by the same company. This fuel is also clear. It has no color. I'll see if I can get the cap off and show you. Okay. It has no coloring at all. It's completely clear. The only other thing I really don't like about it is it smells funny. It smells like burnt peanuts and fish. Excuse me. But I add castor oil to it, which most people use this stuff. I ran out of Blendzol on the bottle, but this stuff is specified for glow engines. So you can add this to that. I add this to that. So it's about 10% oil is where I usually like anywhere between 10 and 9, or sorry, 10 and 12, or sorry, again, 9 and 12 is pretty much anywhere good for oil. Like I said, the lower the oil content, the better performance, the cooler running, better tunability, especially for RC cars. Airplane engines obviously perform better on different fuels with more oil and such and such. But I used to make my own fuel, and I will give you that formulation now. Unfortunately in Canada, because Safety Canada is full of retards and liberal governments, I cannot get pure nitromethane here anymore because they think we're going to make explosives out of it. Ooh, it's so exotic and dangerous. No, it's not. Trying to light pure nitromethane on fire is trying to light diesel on fire. It barely burns. People are just crazy and don't understand. They should actually take a lesson in how it works. But anyhow, these are my own personal mixtures I used for RC cars for many years, which is a 20% blend of 70% nitro, or sorry, 70% methanol, 20% nitro, 10% castor oil, and a 30% blend, which is 60% methanol, 30% nitromethane, 10% castor oil. Don't use two-stroke oil, it doesn't work. It doesn't blend unless it's specifically specified to blend with methanol or nitromethane-based fuels. Use this stuff. You can get it on Amazon, eBay, maybe your dirt bike shop has it, call around. This stuff is only this stuff. Use this stuff, it's great. It has a light pink color to it so you can actually see it like this. Unlike this fuel where it's clear so it's very hard to see in the tank. This stuff doesn't foam when you mix it. Where other fuels, this stuff is notorious for kind of foaming in the tank, so that's one thing to look out for. But there's kind of a thing on fuels there. So if you guys can get anhydrous or pure methanol for racing and nitromethane and a bit of castor oil, you guys can mix your own at home. It's pretty simple, it's straightforward, it's cheaper. You know, you guys can get right down to the science of where you want your fuel to be for whatever you guys are doing. So there's just a quick word on fuel, guys. Right on. Keep burning nitro, y'all. Guys. Right on.